Hi, and welcome to the Dingers Podcast. This is your host, Mitch. I'm here with my boys, Jeff and Kevin. Today is Memorial Day, boys. What did you eat for lunch? Memorial Day is a big food time. So, Kevin, what did you grill up? Did you grill for Memorial Day?
Normally we're a hamburger, hot dog, brat type of Memorial Day, but this year I smoked some ribs. First time smoking ribs, and they turned out, they were really good. Like, we're gonna repeat that a lot. They were very tasty, very yummy. What about you, Jeff? What do you eat on Memorial Day?
I'm kind of with you in that regard, Kevin. I'm a huge fan of burgers and brats. Methodist church salads. That candy, the Snicker salad. You pick through the apples, eat all the Snickers, pasta salads, things like that. But today I've been craving like the guinea grinder from the state fair, so I made myself an Italian sandwich. And I just steamed some vegetables, trying to keep it healthy. I didn't want to ruin this morning's workout that we did to honor our Memorial Day veterans on a day that is just more than the 3-day weekend to kick off our summer months. It's about remembering those who sacrificed everything so that we could live in the freest country in the world. So the three of us did a workout called Murph, which is named in honor of Lieutenant Mike Murphy, who was a Navy SEAL who passed away in Afghanistan, I think in 2006.
Yeah, at that point, it was the largest casualty of Navy SEALs, and he went up on a rock, like a rock cliff, to be able to get a radio signal to radio for help. So if you ever watched The Lone Survivor, like that movie, or read that book, that's based on Mike Murphy and was it Marcus Luttrell? I think is the guy who survived.
Yep, he wrote the book that the movie is based off of. So for those of you who don't know, the three of us ran a mile. We did 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 body weight squats, and then we ran another mile.
With a 20-pound vest.
With a 20-pound vest on. It was fantastic. It's my first workout back after battling COVID for a week, so I was gassed. So,
Yeah, good
Mitch,
job, Jeff.
how was your day?
Man, we're in it. We're moving, and so we're cleaning the house, trying to put it on the market this week. And so we've been just kind of in it, like trying to touch up paint and get it ready to be able to sell. We're lucky that it's a buyer's market, so hopefully it goes fast, and so we can get it sold and then just moved into packing. So, it is what it is, but it was a long, grueling day, especially after doing that workout and then being on your feet all day. It got pretty rough there towards the end. Yeah. But you know what? I got to listen to the Cubbies play baseball on the radio all afternoon, so it was great because I was outside cleaning up our garage and doing that sort of thing, so it was nice. So you still got to take in a little bit of the Cubs game.
I'll tell you what. Take advantage of the time to not want to move things and throw things away in your neighbor's garbage.
Oh, we were like the things that we set out there. I was like, because we set like a Fisher Price basketball hoop out at the end of our driveway, setting all these things out, and I was like, set an old broken tiller out there. I was like, none of this stuff is gonna go.
Oh, it's gone.
In a college town that we are, it went like that. I was happy.
You could throw a chair with 3 legs out there. Someone's going to take it and fumigate it.
Yeah, right. Right. So, speaking of Memorial Day and enjoyable adult beverages, anybody got a Crack Our Beer Player of the Week? Brought to you by Toppling Goliath Brewery.
Well, I'm drinking a Camp Shandy Shore, which is like perfect for summer. So if you need to go get yourself, go to tgbrews.com and look at their beer finder, find where you can get it in your area. If you're in Chicago, the Benny's Beverage Depot, I know they have it. It's great. Camp Shandy Shore, perfect for summer months. But my crack beer player of the week is going to be Christopher Morel. Just got a hit again tonight. He's on his 10-game hitting streak. I think he's reached base in every game that he's played so far for the Cubs, he's been on base. The dude has just been a spark plug, fun to watch. Reminds me of Javi. I just love me some Christopher Morel.
I tell you what, I do like him. The more I watch him, especially in that leadoff spot, I think we might finally have like a natural leadoff hitter for the future. But I'm gonna go with Keegan Thompson for a start the other day. He went like 5 1/3. He gave up like 4 hits and a run. I think before that he was kind of struggling. He had some bad outings in the coming out of the pen, but in a spot start, he did an impeccable job, I thought, and gave the team an opportunity to try to get a win. So,
Yeah.
I also have a Camp Sandy Shore.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
I got my favorite, the old Pseudo Sue. I got my guy. We're gonna talk about him a little bit later, but Nico just coming back and just raking.
Oh,
it's been fantastic.
I already miss Nico, and he's out of the lineup tonight, and I miss him.
Right.
I miss him.
Right. But let's. I'm gonna switch gears. We just had that White Sox series. Didn't maybe go the way we wanted to that last game, but how are we feeling? Morale wise after that long loss.
Morale or Morel?
Ooh. It can work either way.
See what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, you go. You start us off.
My morale's a little higher after that, even though it's a loss. Yeah, it would have been nice if they could have closed it out and finished in 9, but they went to extras. They got the lead in the 10th. They lost the lead in the 10th. They went to the 11th. They got the lead again, but they couldn't close it out. But it showed like a lot of guts, a lot of grit. So I think there's a lot of fight in this team. It was nice to see him keep trying. So.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I feel like the state of the Cubs fans, not just me, like the Cubs fans, like on Twitter, are getting pushed to the point where they're about ready to break because they can kind of see the writing on the wall, what's to come. And so they're not accepting that this year is, dare I say it, rebuild. It is. It's a rebuild year.
Right.
Whether we can change what the meaning of rebuild and call it something else, whatever, it's still a rebuild. And so I feel like the state of Cubs fans, they're getting a little on edge. I think having Christopher Morel, having Nelson Velasquez, having Espinoza and Hughes up there brings a little bit more fun and excitement to this team, but it's still like, it's still not enough. It's still kind of hard to kind of get a feel of where we're at with this team and who we can see once the trade deadline comes and goes. Who's still going to be on this team? Where are we going to be at? For me, it would have been really nice to take 2 away from the White Sox. We played a really good game, the first game. To lose on Sunday, especially after you took the lead twice,
right,
and took like not just a 1-run lead in the extras, which is like a given, but you took a 2-run lead and you couldn't get the pitching to come through, and there was a little bit of some mistakes out in the field. I mean, it was great. Christopher Morel, that was a clutch hit to drive in the extra go-ahead run and get some insurance, but we need to close out those games. And I mean, this team is still finding its identity and still finding out how to win. One thing I really liked about tonight was after Willie hit that dinger, who was he joking around with and having a good time with in the dugout? Christopher Morel and Nelson Velasquez. And so that's what I love to see. I feel like Christopher Morel is bringing an edge to this team, and you always see a smile on his face. I love it. He is the next Javi for me, and he's what I want on this team. So for me, I'm still got hope. I still love this team and still enjoying watching the game. So where are you at, Kevin?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because I feel like every couple of weeks we hear like, oh, if the Cubs can go on a tear this week, we'll kind of be back into it. We'll go, we go on a tear the next 2 weeks, we'll be back into it. We're at that point now where it's like, really, they'd have to go on a completely unrealistic tear to actually bring it back.
Yeah, and the schedule does not help us because we got what 4 with the Brewers, and then I think a 5 set with St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, it's only going to get tougher
Right.
going forward because, yeah, we have 5 versus St. Louis, and then we play the Orioles, which is good. But then
That'd be nice.
then we play the Yankees,
Mhm.
Padres, Braves are the next ones.
Yikes. Yeah, and I think we just keep getting injured too. On top of that, it's like, oh, maybe we can put it back together, and then it's like another guy goes down and another guy goes down, and unfortunately,
which Sale went down today.
right?
Smiley.
Yeah, and Smiley went out during the game today.
Yep.
But I think it had to line up perfectly for this not to be a season with a rebuild, but it's just not working out that way. On the other side of that, like you brought up, Mitch, we're seeing the young players come up. They're having to get real interesting with the 40-man roster and the 26-man or 26-man roster in who they're bringing up, who they're sending down. I mean, Morel went past AAA and came all the way up. Probably not he was on the 40-man already, which helped that. And things like that. So we're getting kind of those like what's Bleacher Nation call them? The cookies. We're getting a little bit of cookies with seeing some of the young guys come up. And then we had Matt Swarmer today,
which he pitched really well.
He did pitch really well. I thought he was only gonna. We're gonna switch into the doubleheader. I thought he was only gonna really make it through the lineup one time, and then he pitched. Was it 6 innings?
At 5 was it
5 plus?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys think of his start today?
I mean, I feel like one thing he did is he started really well. The first inning he went 1, 2, 3. I mean, his ball was jumping. Like I like what he got in a little bit of jams there later, and he got out of them. So I liked what I saw of Schwarmer. It'll be interesting to see how long he sticks around, because I think the Cubs like what they got in him. But this is just like, for so long we've been looking for Cubs to have some homegrown starting pitching. Well, here we go. We got some, and these aren't even like the top guys,
right?
Like they're still in there. Like I'm interested to see if Cam Sanders comes up eventually, or if Caleb Killian. Those are the guys that we were talking about. But like Schwarmer's had a good year, and so I'm glad they got the opportunity. I like his really high leg kick.
Yeah.
He has.
It's taller than me and you, Mitch.
Yeah.
Not quite as tall as Jeff. I think it's like 6'1" is what they showed.
Oh, that's right at the top of my. That's right up here.
Right, and that's his leg kick before he goes to throw.
Goodness. Yeah, so Schwarmer went 6 today. He surrendered 4 runs on 5 hits, 1 earned run, struck out 6. He threw 92 pitches. I mean, that's a pretty quality start for your first start in the majors. I think he did all right.
Yeah, and I think with the bullpen being taxed with the extra innings yesterday, him doing that on a doubleheader day was fantastic. I mean, I think Rossi and the Cubs had to be really happy with what he went out and did.
He just fell victim to the long ball, which the wind was blowing out today.
Right.
Left a ball a couple up, and they hammered it. And so, I mean, that'll happen with a good Brewers team.
Yeah. Speaking of rookies, so to speak, Nelson Velasquez has his opening. What do you guys think of that?
I mean, I picked him as my dinger pick, so I was expecting him to hit a dinger either tonight or earlier today, and that still hasn't happened. So, I mean, I'm disappointed.
What about you, Jeff?
Well, I didn't have anything riding on his start, but it was nice to see he got his first knock.
Yes.
So it wasn't all bad.
I'm expecting long ball here. Like, come on.
You know how close I was since picking Willie again in the second game for the dinger pick?
Should have.
And so last week when Frank hit the 2 I almost picked him. And I'm like, nah, I've been right. I rode him for a long time. He got me nothing. I'll switch it up. It's crap.
I appreciate that, Jeff, because that was
you're welcome,
the game
douche.
I had to repick right before game start.
Yeah.
Which you're at double digits, the first one to double digits this year.
Yes. So doing well. I think Velasquez played well for that first game, legging out that first That first hit. It was also interesting, it's Cubs versus Brewers. It's a rivalry game and everything, but all of the Brewers players passing the ball over, like they knew, like, oh,
Yep.
that's a ball that's getting saved and stuff. It's kind of neat
Well,
to see.
that was the first game in a really long time that both pitchers in the game that was their first ever MLB game. So that was kind of cool.
That was kind of cool. Let's see. Okay, so back to Nico. He's currently riding an 8 for 15 stretch, hitting .533 since he came back.
That's in Fuego.
Right? How clutch do you think Nico has been to get him back in the lineup?
My thing with Nico is, like, I keep on saying he's my shortstop, and he is. Like, all you people that wanted Carlos Correa, the Cubs to sign him, like, I'm sorry. Like, Jed made the right decision there of passing on Carlos Correa and seeing what we have in Horner. Because, like, in my thing going forward is, like, will he still be our shortstop next year, or are they in this free agent class that has quite a few shortstops? Xander Bogaerts, Carlos Correa probably opt out and be in that. You have Trey Turner, which I say Nico Horner is the next version of Trey Turner. All in this starting shortstop class. Are they going to go after one of them? I would love for him to go after Xander Bogaerts and move him to third base.
Yeah.
Why not? Like, you have Nico at short, you have Madrigal and Morel at second, or Bodie when he comes back. Like, I don't know. Like, Morel can play anywhere, so that's what's great about Morel. But, like, get back to, like, Nico. Like, I was almost gonna, like, put down a bet that Nico was gonna hit a home run off Hader in the ninth there, because he was leading off. Every single time Nico has an at-bat versus Hader, he always puts together a really good at-bat. And the ball that he hit off Hader for a single was 107 off the bat.
Right? It was a rocket.
And in that game, like, that's all he was doing is just rocket. Like, just everything over at least 100 off the exit velo off the bat. Like, dude is just putting together great at-bats. The last 5 games since coming back, he's been just killing the ball, playing great defense. He's everything that we've wanted in a shortstop after Javi, and we didn't have to go and sign a expensive free agent. We didn't have to trade anybody for him. He was homegrown. And so I love what Nico's providing. Behind him and Hap, I mean, he's our second best player on this team.
Right.
So
what are your thoughts there, Jeffrey?
I like him. I think he's going to develop into our shortstop. I do love your idea about signing Xander Bogaerts. I love watching him play in Boston.
I don't think he's going to develop. I think he is already there.
Right.
Our shortstop.
I think he's been the surprise of the season is how consistently defensively he's been.
If he could just stay off that injured list, that would be fantastic.
Well, the last time was an umpire's fault.
Yeah, I tell you what, dude loves running into stuff.
Yeah, he's very unlucky in that regard. I mean, how freak is that you're going to run into the umpire after last season, him and Hap colliding? Like,
yep.
Good thing he doesn't play outfield very often. You run into the walls.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Okay. So Higgins hit his first home run today, and he's been stepping in, filling in for Gomes, and giving Contreras a breather. How do you see him immediately stepping back down after Gomes comes back, and or kind of early deadline talks? Do you see him sticking around, coming back after the trade deadline if somebody else isn't around anymore?
I see him getting sent down. Like, I'm still pissed at Sunday's game, him letting that pass ball go by in the ninth and giving up that run. Like, that can't happen in the ninth inning. You cannot let a ball go by you like that. So I'm still, even though he hit a home run today, like, I'm still, like, a little salty about yesterday's game of him letting that pass ball, because we could have got
the shirt. Are you gonna burn the shirt?
Yeah, I mean, I have a PJ Higgins shirt that I bought off eBay. So
It's a nice shirt.
It is, but I might, or scratch his name off.
Yikes! Yikes! Big man.
But yeah, I see him getting sent back down. The thing is, we don't really have very much catching talent in our system right now that's ready to play in the major leagues. Hopefully the oblique thing isn't too bad, but usually obliques kind of linger for a while. So,
Right.
And it was just when Gomes was hitting the ball really well, filling in for Contreras. Contreras was DHing, which was great. Like I think that's helped his offense, and so I mean we need Gomes back in there. Like we've seen how good it is to have two really good catchers. Unlike last year where we had 12 catchers and only one of them was good in Contreras.
Right. Right. And he got exhausted halfway through the season because he's playing every day.
Yeah, I do like how well Jan Gomes has played. It's taken a lot of pressure off Willie to not have to be back there every day. I mean, that'll help extend his career because he's not wearing out his knees.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't see PJ sticking around.
But congratulations, you hit your first home run in the big leagues. A thumbs
Right.
up to you. Good job.
Right.
We'll see you back in Iowa here in a couple weeks.
Atta baby!
There you go.
Hey, speaking of this young talent and seeing this young talent, Pete Carl Armstrong was elevated to High A South Bend. So for you marquee viewers out there, Thursday, June 9th,
Ooh.
that game will be on TV, and they are playing the Cedar Rapids Colonels?
Oh, might be playing the Colonels. Yeah. Ooh, we should go to that game. We should go to. Is it
It's just-
Cedar Rapids?
That's like a third as far as Milwaukee.
Right.
Should we go to Cedar? If they play in Cedar Rapids, we should go watch PCA play.
Can you imagine how
Yeah, that'd
cheap
be
that would
cool.
be? We could see him play for like $4.
Yep.
We might have to pay for parking this time.
No, we're not paying for parking. If we get free parking in Milwaukee, we're not paying for parking in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's pretty exciting. I think the next couple of weeks, maybe even the next month, are going to be interesting with some guys getting moved around, promotions and stuff across
Yeah.
the league.
Well,
It's
so many guys in the Cubs system are doing so well. Like there's gonna
Right.
be moves, and now that we're calling people up to the big leagues, there's gonna be opening up spots for them to move up. So yeah.
Yeah, and especially as we get closer and closer to the trade deadline, and we start seeing some holes develop in the lineup that get filled with folks from Iowa or Double A in the Morel story. Who?
It's at South Bend.
Well, I guess we'll just have
Hey, that's 6 hours.
I don't work that day.
So I got some sick time. Even though I used a week of it, I still got
Right.
some left.
That'd be cool.
They do play. The Colonels play South Bend in Cedar Rapids, September 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, and 11th.
Oh wow! That's got to envelope a weekend.
So
Check out
and last games of the year for them. So maybe
go check out Eastern Iowa. I hear it's pleasant this time of year. That time of year.
yeah.
Yeah, hopefully it's going well. So you brought up grabbing Xavier Bogaerts, putting him at third base. So then are you thinking that Wisdom might be a trade piece this deadline?
I do. I think that right now, I don't think the Cubs view Wisdom as their long-term next guy at third base when the Cubs win the World Series, especially with the talent they have in the minor leagues in the infield. And so why not now when Wisdom is probably at his peak and there's teams out there that are looking for that like secret like bat. Like I'm just picturing the Rays making a deal for Wisdom and they're going to milk every ounce of talent out of Wisdom for the next 2 years. And he's going to rake in the playoffs. He's going to win some ball games for him in the playoffs. And then you're not going to hear from him again. But the next like 2 or 3 years, he's going to be amazing with the Rays. Like I could see that happening and us getting, but like it always happens when you make a deal with the Rays, you lose always.
Right.
And so that scares me a little bit, but I do see them maybe trading Wisdom to get something because I don't think that they see them as their long-term solution at third base.
Oh, I agree. I agree totally. It's just I don't know what it is about him, but I just don't see him being the cornerstone over there for years to come.
I mean, he's great. He's done great the last year. Like,
Yeah.
he's
Don't
done-
at us, people. We're just saying.
I mean, we love Wisdom, but I kind of agree. And the window is a little funny because right now is probably like peak baseball for him for his style of game and everything, and it's not Cubs peak baseball, unfortunately. So it's
he riding the roller coaster of Wisdom gets a little like I don't like. I mean, I'm not a big like theme park ride person anyway. Like I hate roller coasters. And so, like, I'm not going to, like, volunteer to go on this Wisdom roller coaster when I have to watch every day. It's like, hard pass on that. I like... Now, when he's roping it, like, hitting dingers, I love it, especially when he's my dinger pick, but I never get to pick him because I'm picking last every time.
Oh, I hear you clucking, big chicken. My guy hits a dinger, and then somebody else's guy hits a dinger in the same game. I'm still picking second.
Yeah, Jeff, you've had that happen a ton to you this
Twice
season.
in a week.
So speaking of more trade deadline stuff, for me, I almost think it's easier to think of who's going to be left on the team after the trade deadline than who's going to be gone because there's so many potentials.
Oh yeah.
But let's start with starting pitchers. Well, I guess unless you have an idea, but starting pitchers, who do you think's on the block? Who do you think's going to be gone?
All of them.
All of them? Steele too?
Yeah.
I honestly think
I don't think he's done anything to prove that he's their long-term solution in the starting rotation. Like, he's had some crappy outings. He's had some good outings, but he's not consistent enough, and he still can't develop a third pitch to save his life and be consistent with it to be a starter. So, like, unless you're Kevin Gossman, you can pitch 2 elite pitches, and that's all you need. He's not Kevin Gossman. He needs to learn a third pitch. I see him more as a future bullpen piece. And so if they could trade him and somebody wants stuff, I could see him still out there. I do see them not trading Keegan Thompson because I think that they like what they got in him.
Oh, yeah. He's been fantastic.
I think anybody else like Stroman, 3-year deal. If they can get something for him, they're going to listen to offers. Smiley, if they signed him, he's done great. Like the lowest exit velo of anybody in the majors besides, what's his name for the Phillies? Eflin. Wade Miley, like he's done really, really good. Pitched really great. Like he'd be, you don't think a playoff team wants a 5th starter or a 3rd, 4th starter to push them in? Miley would be that guy. Kyle Hendricks, I know he's been struggling, but like I guarantee you the Cubs are going to listen to anybody and everybody and offer.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah, on a year like where they're having right now, when they're so far below 500, anybody that's putting up any decent numbers, they might as well pack a bag.
Right.
Nelson,
and just have it ready.
Nelson Velasquez just got his 2nd hit.
Second infield single.
Infield single.
Nice. Hey, maybe if he does that enough, they'll all shift in, and then he'll just
he really hit the
their
crap
heads.
out of that one.
Right into the ground.
If you combine the distance of both of those, it still is not a home run.
Right.
I tell you what,
It's still a fly out to left field.
there was a time during this dinger competition where I thought if your guy got an RBI, it should count.
Yeah.
That's not a dinger, Jeff.
Extra base hit, something.
The podcast name is not RBIs. So Hendricks. I agree with pretty much everything you've said, Mitch. My only thing with Steele is I wonder, but I think it's a crowded. If we wanted to move him to the bullpen, I think we're crowding our bullpen with swing guys then. So it does make sense to listen on teams that might think they can unlock something with Steele. Because I do not want to see them get rid of Keegan Thompson. He has been fantastic, and I like his attitude, too. His last, I mean, he had it even in the game when he was throwing at McCutcheon and he got tossed. He just don't mind me. I'll just shrug it off. Yep. What relievers do you think are on the trading block, or who do you suspect is going to go?
Robertson.
Right. That one's a no doubter.
He'll probably go to the Yankees because he's pitched there and he was successful with them before.
So I guess that's hard because I don't know the Yankees system. Just trying to think what would be the return from the Yankees,
I'll
but
tell you
but
what.
that's,
I mean,
that's
we fleeced them for Kevin Alcantara
Anthony
last
Rizzo.
year, so why
right.
not?
Do it again.
Yeah, we'll ask for Rizzo.
Since we have the DH now.
We already have Clint Frazier from him, so
That's true.
I could see Givens going.
Or Norris.
I don't think any of the young guys that they've brought up
Right.
will be on the block, but any guy that they signed this offseason will probably be up there.
Yeah. What do you think, Jeff? Anything specific?
The Cubs are cooking right now. They got the bases loaded and nobody out in the seventh, down
think all with
2-1.
All infield hits.
I wish he would have chucked that.
The wisdom hit wasn't actually an infield hit, by the way. It was a grounder out in the outfield, but it's funnier when you think they're all infield hits.
That barely went past the pitcher's mound.
You have a list on here on our sheet of hitters on the block,
Yeah.
and you have names on there that I almost have forgot that they're still on the team.
Right?
Like Hermosillo, Hayward. I was like, wait,
Has anybody seen him in the dugout?
he was supposedly at White Sox, warming up in the outfield before the game. And I was like, they better not bring him back. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, he is still around.
Right. Hayward technically still on the 40-man roster, though. I mean, or not.
Are you sure you're not still hurt? We can go to 60-day. It's available.
They're gonna go the Roy Kent route. Oh, you got hurt in your final season. We loved you when we had you. Just walk this one off. Yeah, unfortunately, I
mean,
agree
if
with
Roger Doran can move into the front office, why can't Hayward?
He
Yeah.
might be pretty
Hey,
good in the front office.
Roger Dorn that season was actually an owner for a little while, but he spent too much money on Jack Parkman, so he had to sell the team back for a loss. He's a terrible negotiator.
Yeah,
But he did get Tanaka.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
yeah. I guess
Because-
other hitters. I think VR is probably gone.
Okay,
I mean,
did you hear how VR went on the IL today?
Did he sneeze? Throw his back out?
So he was using an exercise band, and it slipped and hit him in the mouth and caused enough to get have dental work done to
no.
his mouth and face. It's almost as bad as a sneeze.
Was it Quintana who cut himself with a knife,
Or-
on his throwing hand?
Or none of that happened, and
Yeah,
the PR guy just made up a story okay, check this out.
Right. We have no idea why he's on the IL, but here's a good one.
We need a story. We'll leave that up to you. He's
Right.
like, all right, this is gonna be fun.
So he slipped on a bar of soap in the shower and did the splits across one of them center post showers that 8 people can shower around. Real bad. Kind of tore up.
I think of the hitters that potentially are on the block, the only one that I'm sad about, seeing it's gonna be out there is Hap.
Oh, yes.
There's gonna be a lot of chatter about Hap getting traded.
Well, the thing that we haven't heard anything on too, I know Hap agreed, but the arbitration with Contreras, we haven't heard anything yet. If they've reached a deal, I would love to see them extend Hap and extend Contreras. I mean, like we said before, Hap has been the best player on this team from day one this year, and even from last year. At the end of last year is hot. He's been the best player now going on a year for the Cubs.
I'll tell you what.
And not only best player, been playing Gold Glove defense in the
Yes.
outfield, just making plays.
Just incredible.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to see him moving over to center field for the second game, but then he immediately lays out and gets that catch.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
It's good stuff. That better be on Sports Center, or I'm done watching
Right.
Sports Center.
ESPN doesn't even cover baseball anymore.
Oh, yeah, I forgot it's hockey season.
Well, I'm calling that Nico's going to get a base hit here and drive in 2.
Oh yeah. So bases loaded, bottom of the second
Nico's pinch hitting.
against Boxberger. Got an 0-1 count. We can do the live play-by-play. This will work really well for the podcast later.
Sons of bitches. I'll tell you what, that ball's outside. It missed.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. You were talking about the
It was in
Morel.
the same spot.
Morel.
The ball.
Wasn't. Was it, oh, that was a Rizzo when he got tossed from that game in New York when he got called strike two times in the same spot, and then he strikes out and he goes back to the dugout, and then later Judge gets a ball in the same exact spot. He's like, "The hell is that?
Same spot.
Same spot." Then tossed.
Got checked it from the dugout.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go back to like the check-in with our morale. I mean, I'm still feeling good. I'll feel even better if the Cubs can win tonight. Especially this going into this week, you're facing two central foes, rivals. We need to have a good outing. We need to, especially we're 7 games back of St. Louis right now. We need to come through with some wins, especially with teams within our division. Splitting against the Reds wasn't great. We need to win some games here against, especially the Degens from Upcountry and the dumbest franchise in all of sports, the St. Louis Cardinals.
Right.
We need to win some games.
Do we play in St. Louis, or are we on a big homestand right now?
That's a good question. I think we're home, but I don't remember why. I think we're home because then
It was
we go
just
out
really weird to not have a Friday game at 1:20.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yep.
Can't remember the last time that happened.
But our City Connect jerseys, they did release the schedule, and we are going to wear them, which I'm all about the City Connect jerseys.
Strikeout.
So the games for St. Louis are at home. A 5-set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, including a double
header on Saturday.
I can't believe they had were these double headers scheduled from the beginning of the season, or was one of these the rain out from?
I feel like one of them today was a makeup
today was a makeup. I think the St. Louis one might be scheduled. I don't remember.
I would assume that one was scheduled because we haven't even faced St. Louis yet. That's something nuts to me. We're going to be in June before we touch St. Louis.
Haven't we played Milwaukee like 3 times and the Pirates 3 times?
Right? Yeah.
It's crazy.
So.
And the Dick Ballers ones.
But yeah, we need to. That's the kind of look forward. We need to put up a good showing versus the Brewers here and the Cardinals coming up, especially when you got 5 games set with the Cardinals. That next podcast could be a very downer episode, very frustrated.
Yeah.
Double play ball. We don't get any runs.
Double play at home.
Thank you, Simmons, for being a trash hitter.
Yeah, he's on my list of hitters on the block, by the way, but that's not for his hitting. It's for some.
That inning, we didn't hit a ball off the ground.
Ooh. Yikes.
So, well, that does it for episode
with that
83 of the Dingers podcast. We're done. Hopefully next week we aren't pissed off because we've gotten swept by the Brewers and the Cardinals for 11 straight game loss. That would not be great. So if I say that now, then that won't happen maybe next week.
Fasten your seatbelts for a Debbie Downer of an episode next week, folks.
So, all right. Well, that does it for episode 83 of the Dingers podcast. Thanks for listening. Make sure you're following us on Twitter at Dinger Cubs. And yeah, until next time, go Cubs. Let's get some W's.
Good night, John boy.